very bad feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I've got a bad feeling about this. I've got a bad feeling about this. I have a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about
I have a very bad feeling about this. I've got a bad feeling about this.
For what it's worth, I've got a good feeling about this.
Punch it!
Bah!
What are you waiting for? You thinking about something? You know.
It's been a fucking week. So
Yes, it has.
so we'll just start off. This episode we were gonna review the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So we went and saw it on release night, and it was our whole group of friends. It was us. It was me, Jonathan, Seneca, and Cobra, and that turned out to be one of the last things we did with Cobra.
Yeah.
It was a couple days later. He passed away. He went to the hospital, wasn't feeling good. He was throwing up, and he ended up having a heart attack there at the hospital. And they did whatever they could to try to revive him, and unfortunately they couldn't. So, he's been on our show many times. He's one of our best friends. So
if you wanted to hear like a lot more, you can find out on the Hoodcast AF YouTube or any podcast streaming thing, and we did a whole show for him and stuff. So there's that.
Yeah, we talked about it there, and then also just not even a week later, his wife had a stroke, and she also passed away.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's been a week. I didn't even know how to start the show.
You didn't want to start it all jolly and shit?
No, he was supposed to be here with us. He was supposed to be on this episode talking about it. So I was just kind of lost for a minute.
Yeah. Rest in peace, CobraDad. One love, brother.
Bah. All right. So, yeah, we went and saw the movie. And I think critics are fucking idiots because I enjoyed my time.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't like to see movies at 8 o'clock because I end up falling asleep later. And I almost did. I was struggling, the whole Grogu part where he's in the forest walking like Yoda and shit like that. And
building the hut with his cane. And...
Yeah, I was struggling.
Yeah.
So was Seneca. I know he was too.
Oh, you know what, though? I didn't have to worry about falling asleep because Cobra talked through the whole fucking movie.
Ha!
Yeah, just being loud, just saying shit that didn't matter, Talking about, I got 5 on it. Like, what? What are you talking about?
What did he have? I know, I heard that. I got 5 on it, and it's like, I forget what scene it was, but
what the fuck does that have to do with the movie?
I don't know, man.
But...
And it'll be something that's not even a joke, but it's like a little reference to something. And it'll be quiet in the theater and you're, ha!
Dude, yeah, talking
like
through the whole thing.
Bird.
And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. So luckily, the seats next to me where the wives were sitting, the foot things didn't work. So they were like, oh, I said, hey, there's seats over there. I paid for those ones because my son couldn't make it.
The ones on the side, they didn't do the...
Yeah, they didn't.
They just were normal seats.
Yeah. No, they were supposed to, but they didn't work.
Okay.
So I had bought my son and his girlfriend tickets, and they couldn't come. They had to take the dog to the vet. So I said, I have those ones over there. Why don't you go sit over there? And afterwards, Tara comes up to me. She's all, oh, my God, you're kind of lucky because you would have heard everybody talking on every side of you because they talk through the movie all the time. And we would have been asking you all these questions. And then she's like, I didn't realize how loud Juan was. And she's like, God, good thing we moved. She's like, you would have hated us.
Bro, I was trying to sit next to him. Like, because I'm a talker too. And I was talking to Seneca, but I talk quiet, I'm not that loud, but I think I probably would have been louder if I was sitting. We would have had like a way more adventurous time. Not that adventurous, okay?
Yeah.
Chill out, you know. But we would have been talking. I don't even know if Cobra realized that the whole fight scene was like the table chess, you know, board. I don't know if he realized it, but I had, you know.
Actually, I think he did. I think he did realize, because I said something.
Okay.
And he was like, I know.
Oh.
Well, I don't know that you knew. You know now that I told you.
I had to ask Seneca if those were like the exact creatures from
They
it,
were.
you know, and I'm pretty sure they were, because the one picked up the thing and did the same movement, you know, like.
So, we'll talk about the actual movie. I thought it was pretty good. I get it. It was a whole side quest, and it didn't tie anything in. And honestly, they didn't need to make the movie, but I get they had to, you know, put something out. And
it was action just for action. When there was many shortcuts, they could have just took flown on the Eagles to where they need to go. Oh, that's Lord of the Rings. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or use a jetpack instead of the new Walker that they were making toys of. You know?
Exactly.
But toys need to be made, sir.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
I'm not saying it was a bad scene like in the beginning when he's like, get on.
No, I'm talking about the toys. All the bullshit they put out for this thing.
Oh, okay.
All the, you know, as someone who collects the vintage collection, you know, we're getting this bullshit kids line, and Hasbro keeps telling us, oh, hey, there's no budget for new tooling, blah, blah, blah.
How much money does it cost for tooling for a fucking whole line of kids' toys?
Exactly.
But yet those toys don't cost, you know, $30 at the fucking store. But, you know, the new tooling and new stuff for, you know, vintage collection or something like that, oh, it costs too much. We can't do it for you guys. So yeah, but we can't give you 5 new vintage collection figures, but we'll give you 12 of this bullshit over here. So yet Hot Toys has made like every fucking character from this film ever made, you know? So, you know, like I said, the movie had absolutely nothing to do with anything else, and sometimes that's okay. Not everything has to tie in and all that bullshit, you know. Do I wish we had just got a season 4 instead that tied things together? Yeah, I do. But overall, this was a good movie to go to with your family, take the kids. Maybe this is what gets your kid into Star Wars. Because one thing that was nice is, you know, the wives, they don't pay attention that much to Star Wars. So they were able to go and actually just enjoy the movie. It wasn't, what's that? What's that? What does he mean? What's he talking about? Not like you can be mindless. I'm not saying that your wives are mindless, but I'm saying that's the way I have to watch Star Wars nowadays, because I have problems with everything. I don't know everything. Yeah. But since the sequel trilogy, I've learned to just shut my brain off and enjoy the pew-pews and the visuals and the action. Exactly. You didn't have to worry about, you know, how this ties in with the lore and all this shit. There was none of that. We didn't get lightsabers. We didn't get the Force. We didn't get anything. We are not Disney shills, okay? Yeah, we are not. I'm putting this out there as a statement. Absolutely not. But I do visit Disneyland a lot. So Disney, if you want to like comp me on some shit, I will definitely chill out. I am available for purchase. So I think I have a definite distinction between Disneyland and Disney themselves. Yes, absolutely. Totally different. I think they operate. It's almost like they operate independently of each other. You know, Disneyland. Well, they do. One makes more money and one's not in huge debt. Yeah. So I don't mind paying for Disneyland. I just saw a video the other day. It was all, you go there, that whole place is fucking clean. If there's a problem, it's fixed. You know, if you drop some shit on the ground, there's a guy right there picking it up. You know, I've never gone there. And he'll like give you a pin or a sticker or talk to you and like do a little dance jig or like paint a Mickey on the ground with some spray shit. Do something. I mean, it's fucking magical. It is. And when you go to the fucking movie theater, it's like, dude, it's still dirty. The seat fucking rests don't work. Yeah, the Cobra's really sticky. Loud. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. You got a guy talking in the fucking movie theater. Totally different and some bullshit. You go to Disneyland, you know what you're getting there. Yeah. It's worth the fucking experience. One thing I did not like about this film, and, you know, I turned my brain off to it too, but it just kept coming up, and that was Rhoda the Hutt. Not his design or the fact that he has abs or any of that shit. I didn't care. It was his voice,
Dude.
Jeremy.
That was so weird.
What's his name?
It didn't seem to match.
Hey,
it
bro.
seems like
I'm not like my dad, bro. I'm just, I just want to chill and smoke weed and lay on the couch. Ho, 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 ho.
It was like he changed his voice for it. If he had just talked normal, I could have seen it, but it just seemed, it did seem a little stretched.
I love the Hutts, and I love the twins aspect, like when they were in, not the Mandalorian, but the
Book of Boba
Fett. I thought they were cool. I wanted to see more of them, and I'm happy I did get to see more of them, but now they're dead. So
yeah,
there's that. But I like how they showed all the like little cave tunnels and all these other fucking huts, like just swimming through them. That's interesting to me.
I've said on the show multiple times, one of my favorite books is Tales from Jabba's Palace, and it talks about that kind of stuff. Talks more about the huts and all that kind of stuff. I really like that. I liked seeing it. Like I said, it didn't go too deep into that kind of stuff, but you got a glimpse of Nal Hutta and that kind of stuff. So I did like all that.
Yeah. What else was there about this film? I can't remember. I like how they filmed Embo. Is that? Because I didn't watch the cartoon stuff, but Embo was very cool. They filmed him in this horror way where like his body, I know his body movements are like that, but like the way he just stands, like how they shot him, like remind me of like how you film a horror movie and a horror character showing up. Very cool. And I think he had maybe a word in the whole film, and I missed it. I probably was.
It was when he was talking to the one guy like on the bayou, where Grogu was stealing his fish.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That was, he went and talked there. So one thing, I noticed is that they really showed in this one, dude, the Mandalorian is fucking terrible. Like,
what do you mean?
How many times has this dude been caught, got his ass whooped? It's not, but then he'll get into one scene where he's just whooping everybody's ass, and then later he gets fucking, it's like he gets tripped by a fucking rock. That
he can't see everything out of that fucking helmet. The helmet's not like rock, third quadrant.
Yeah,
watch out for it.
Well,
he doesn't fucking know that
right?
shit.
So, but you'll see one scene where he's fighting three guys and just beating the shit out of everybody, and then a few minutes later, like I said, he gets beat up by a fucking frog or some shit.
Well, he's got to have some issues and some problems. He can't just be like the great Mandalorian who just, hey, don't do that. I wouldn't if I was you.
Yeah, but then he can't be so great the rest of the time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sick of him anyways. I'm so fucking sick of the Mandalorian. I just don't like the character anymore. I like the seasons, except for when all the Mandalorians show up. I do not like that.
No, I'm okay with all that, but honestly, I don't get the fucking obsession with Pedro Pascal. I can't fucking stand him.
That's my major issue too.
I can't fucking stand him. He would have been better off just being the fucking voice actor for it. Just let him voice it and be done. I know there was a big thing a while ago, him wanting more screen time with the helmet off. No, that's not what the fuck you signed up for. Yeah. All right. Dude, how much? I think it would have been so much better if his helmet never ever came off.
Oh yeah, I don't want to see his ugly face.
Yeah, I think he's ugly too. So, like I said, I don't understand the whole fascination with him. Whatever, I don't get it. I don't like him.
But I don't even know if the movie is making any more money anymore. I'm sure it made its budget back.
Oh, it did. I've seen the numbers, and everybody's talking, it dropped off. Every single movie drops off in its second week now.
Right, but for some reason, all these horror films directed by 21-year-olds are like making the big scene now and filling up the theaters because millennials nowadays want to see their favorite YouTube creators make a fucking movie. And look, they're not bad. Obsession was I didn't really care for it. It's been done, but I guess it's new to these kids, so that's why they go see it. And then The Backrooms, I haven't seen it, but I do want to watch it. And I heard it was all right.
Yeah, so people go see those movies and it's, they do okay. They stay steady. They're not having these big blockbuster, $100 million opening weekends. Really, nothing is. Nothing is going to have that anymore. I mean, aside from the next Avengers movie, I don't see any big blockbusters coming up.
Well, nobody knows about the next Avengers movie or the Doomsday or whatever. Because the trailer was supposed to be released or they thought that it was because there was like some sort of big announcement, and it turned out to be a pop-up coffee place in, I don't know where the fuck it was, Europe or somewhere out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people were pissed off about it because they were waiting for this fucking trailer forever.
Everybody thought it was going to be at the Super Bowl and...
You got to think,
whatever.
Man, there's like all these kids that grew up with Marvel movies now, with like the first on release of Iron Man, which was good, and then all the other subsequent films that all ended up like these have been going on forever, and they're waiting for this last one. Who knows how long Disney's going to ride this shit out, though.
I mean, they can. There's enough Marvel stuff to keep going. I mean, you can jump around. Obviously, the next Spider-Man one is going to be big, but, if we actually ever get a real Star Wars movie, I don't know. Maybe, hopefully they announce something at Celebration. We're, 10 months away from that. We'll see. I mean, we've talked about it so many times. Everybody wants an Old Republic movie. I don't get why that's so fucking hard,
Well, because then they're going to get some... person who wants to represent a class that's I'm trying to be PC here, a class that's less represented, and then put that ideology and politics from our universe that we live every day into the Star Wars movie. So
I think they've seen
want that?
Shit doesn't work.
Well, Disney, they're backtracking a lot of that shit.
So hopefully we don't have to deal with that shit. There's a bunch of people that I do not want to see make the fucking movie. I don't care if you go with, who you go with. Dude, I'd like to see, what's her name? God, I can't remember. Dude, she's directed the episodes of The Mandalorian and shit. What is it?
Oh, I think I know you're talking about, but
God, I feel dumb because I can't. It's Ron Howard's daughter. What the fuck is her name?
Jurassic Park lady.
Bryce Dallas
Howard.
Yes, her. Fucking took me a minute. I'd love to see her do something. I think she'd do a great job.
She started directing too, right?
No, she's been doing it for a little while. Like I said, she directed.
She started with the
Mandalorian,
then, right?
like season 2.
So that was her first,
or I think was so.
There was something I watched that was her first. I don't know.
She could do something. I'd love to see that, and that's something she's not getting it because she's a woman. I think it's just because she's good. That's what I'd like to see.
She can learn a lot from her dad. Her dad's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
He saved the Solo film, whether you like it or not. He saved that film from being a Ace Ventura Star Wars. So
yes, I 100% agree. I loved Solo. I thought Solo was really good. It gets a bad rap because of the fatigue from the Last Jedi. People are like, what the fuck is this? Disney has had no plan with anything. When they actually have a plan and think some shit out.
People's complaints for Solo were like, oh, it just has to touch on every little thing that Solo did, like the dice and the Kessel Run. I'm like, well, don't you think it should? Those are Star Wars.
Those are important
We
things.
need to know what this stuff is. It's not just verbal garbage thrown out there. I mean, at the time it was.
Yeah.
But now we have a whole universe. We want to see what this shit is.
Everybody wants it. Why would you do an origin story and not cover the origins of things that, are part of that story?
And obviously he says this shit all the time because he brags about it. He's like Cobra or any one of us who says the same story that they're proud of. Yeah. Bro, we did the Kessel Run and da-da-da. It's like, of course you want to see what that is because, it's not the only time he said it. It's the only time he said it in the Star Wars fucking movie. But
there's so much, well, is it a distance or is it, time? What is it? Everybody's gone back and forth. Well, how about we get a fucking explanation finally?
Space and time together. Yeah. It's
So, all right, I guess we can get back to the Mandalorian movie. The whole part, it did slow down in the middle when Grogu's building his hut, basically acting like they're a bunch of fucking beavers. building their little shelters.
Was
That
it because was this originally filmed to be a series? That's the way it felt.
No, it wasn't.
Like this was like a really long scene, and for why I don't know what it builds because we know their connection, but I guess for the movie you kind of need to.
Is it like built into their species to build these fucking huts? He built the same style of hut like Yoda,
and he walked with the stick like Yoda.
Exactly. That looked like his cane. I was gonna say, I think it looked like the toy cane that you would get.
Oh, maybe they threw that in there as a thing
with the vintage
because it
stuff.
was like I'm like, oh, I see that. Like who doesn't see that? With the light shining behind him.
So, yeah, I think maybe that was done to tie it in. It was basically the same thing. He just built a smaller version of Yoda's hut. So
yeah. And then
like
shoved the Mandalorian in, just like fucking hot dogged him in there,
and then threw some leaves over him and shit. I would have liked to seen something different there because it was just, oh, he's sitting there. Oh, let me go back and find your, he goes to get some fish and this guy just happens to be able to make this fucking poultice, that's going to save him. Oh, hey, maybe there would be, oh, hey, I need you to go find this for me. Hey, I could help your friend, but you need to find this. And then he has to take this other little side quest to go get this fucking magic herb, up in the tree or some bullshit.
Shrubbery.
Come back. Yeah. Something like that.
You know what that is, though,
no.
Right? Wait, you haven't heard other nerds go, shrubbery?
No.
How have you never heard a nerd at any of the conventions or anything you've ever been to? Like,
because I don't like nerds.
Nerds?
Yeah.
You don't like Revenge of the Nerds?
Well, that one, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's from Monty Python and the whole quest for the Holy Grail.
God, I haven't seen.
It's a side quest.
I saw it so long ago. Yeah, I don't fucking remember.
You must get one shrubbery. Like, look, I'm a fucking nerd right now. But it's still, dude, I just watched it the other day. It's still hilarious.
Okay.
And I quote it all the time and you just never notice. Not the shrubbery part because that's so nerdy. I always do the witchery thing. I'm like, he turned me into a newt. And people look at me and I go, I got better.
I haven't seen it in so long I don't remember any of it.
Dude, it's funny, man. British humor is funny when it's funny, and when it's not, it's mostly not funny.
Yeah, mostly, most of the time.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly. See, that's from Aliens. Or Alien, sorry. With
never seen it.
You never seen Alien?
No, I got another one that I saw
the
so long ago.
Little kid is annoying Newt. Her name is Newt, and she goes,
I don't remember.
Mostly. Yeah. Mostly.
Yeah. I do not remember. I don't recall.
Dude, you want a space show. You don't know space shows. I mean, or space movies.
There's one, and I only know the most important one for this show.
Oh, okay.
So I don't watch other ones. I don't watch other space shit or fantasy or fucking...
I don't know Star Trek that well either.
Fucking elves and Lords of Leaping and all that other bullshit.
Lords of Leaping, sir.
I don't watch any of that.
We are the Lords who leap. We are the knights who now say, Eki, 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 Heim. I forget what he actually says, but...
I don't know.
Of course you don't know.
Fuck. So, like I said, overall, I did enjoy the movie. There was, like I said, the few little parts I didn't like. The Hutts fighting, I think, was really great. Like in one of the books, there's a whole thing where they fight and stuff, and seeing it, live action was pretty good. So,
here's another thing that threw me off, but I was kind of surprised, maybe pleasantly. I don't know, but it was the music choice. Now there was Star Wars-esque stuff in there, and you can hear tidbits of the Mandalorian in there. But when they get to the city, there's this new wave, synth wave type of music feel, and it's not it's played on a loudspeaker, in the scene for you to hear. It's dude, it's the score, and it's this weird, trippy, fucking hip hop. I don't know. It just didn't match I mean, Mandalorian always plays music that doesn't match the Star Wars universe because it's like this cowboy.
Because it's supposed to be the
traveling
Western,
thing.
you
Yeah.
know. So
It, I think it worked, but it also didn't work at the same time. But also, I wasn't sure what I was watching.
One thing I did like was the way they used Sigourney Weaver in this movie. I think it was the right way to do it. She wasn't, they didn't put her like she's in charge and telling everyone what to do and all this shit. No, she, it seemed like a very believable character.
Mostly.
Mostly. Not overdone, like she had purple hair or some bullshit like that.
Right. And she needed some maneuver, like to be named after.
She, I think they didn't try to lean too hard on her as, her being a really big star,
Yeah, like she didn't need to be like a main character. She got an action figure, and yeah, that's cool.
Oh, the action figure is actually really good.
It looks like her. I thought it was like I didn't even know she was in the movie. I'm like, who is this ugly ass bitch? And I go, oh, that's Sigourney Weaver. And I'm like, oh, it does look like her.
Yeah. So I think that was the right way to use like bigger names, not making them, not putting them front and center. I think.
Right.
I think Star Wars has always been like that. They didn't use really big names to begin with, and
they should have had a surprise like Cara Dune like appearance or something that would have
been awesome.
Just for people to cheer. I know like Embo was the thing, but still,
everybody, I'm surprised what they didn't do was when they gave him the Razor Crest, mention her, be like.
Something like she dropped it off.
This was
a
gift from Cara Dune. She seized it. I have a gift for you. Not just, oh yeah, we stole this from a guy. No, you could have added something to that.
Or it was like maybe one of her like badges or insignias is like on the rampway, and he picks it up.
A badge,
just something.
A badge.
You don't have to
note.
say the character's name or whatever.
A badge and a note. Hey,
yeah,
this is for you. Something like that. They could have easily added that in. And I think people would have fucking cheered for it.
Friends of the Strike for whatever. What was she like? Part of?
She was a dropper.
A dropper, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Friends of Thunder Lake with Hulk Hogan. Whatever, Thunder Lips.
Yeah.
Terror and Thunder
in
Valley.
Paradise.
Thunder
Yeah.
in Paradise. I don't fucking know, man.
I would have liked to have seen something like that, but I think they did overall a good job. So
yeah, it was fun. Look, if I saw it in the theater by myself, I would have said like, yeah, it's all right. Seeing it with like a bunch of friends and like a row of people and, hanging out was probably the best experience, for it.
even though Cobra was with us, it was still pretty good.
But now knowing what we know now,
yeah, it definitely makes it. It's better for us, on a personal level.
Sure.
So it was think about it, that was a crazy week. We went to the movies, then we had the cookout on Monday. We had just done a whole bunch of shit together. We recorded an episode right 2 days before that.
Yeah.
So it was like every other day we were doing shit together.
It was the start of the summer, basically. And like, we're hitting it off with the bang with, movie, Patreon, fucking podcast, barbecue, and then like toy show or card show. We were supposed to like have this summer, like, start rocking,
Yeah. It was our first podcast that we had recorded on video.
Yep.
There was so much stuff we were going to do. And like I said, everything started off fucking great and then just went to shit.
And it's, that's not a TIE fighter sound. That's a car stopping, okay? It's like, yeah, it's halted, you know, and now we got to like, not this podcast, but, the other one, it's like, and everything else, you have to regroup, look at, all the people involved and start a new path to trudge forward, man. It's life. It throws you huge obstacles and you just got to do it. It's like Star Wars, it's like the Empire is after you, and you got to go through like this, asteroid field.
You got to make the Kessel Run.
right
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Try to do it in a shorter distance.
And
so.
it turns out he didn't even do it. The ship did it.
Well, that's what he said. It's the ship that made the Kessel Run.
Ah, okay.
So he did say that.
He did.
He did give he gave the ship its credit.
And the new writers took that literally.
Yes.
Because I thought he was supposed to be a really good pilot, though, also. But it turns out ships just run themselves with AI or robots,
Well,
Droids.
yeah.
My bad.
Droids are AI.
They are.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Yeah, we have a pretty cool future where we had to treat AI fucks,
Yeah.
with respect, and like they
Well,
got their own
dude,
special groups
Yeah.
now.
Look at the episode of The Mandalorian where he goes to the one planet that's all basically run by AI. See,
Right.
dude, that's them. That's a psyop. They're getting you ready for that.
Well, I have the comic about the droid uprising and the
Where
droid
Liz,
bar, but-
Lizzo's in charge because nobody has to work.
Fuck,
Though, that episode, I can't stand Lizzo.
I don't
And
like
Jack Black,
either. Yeah,
but-
no.
I thought she did such a better job in that episode.
Jack Black just looks like he's like cheesing in a
Exactly.
role like constantly.
Yeah,
I
thought he was terrible in it, but I thought she did great. I thought, I'm not a fan of hers.
I hated the scene. It just looks stupid to me, anyways.
Yeah, but I thought, her part in it, she did just fine. I was like, okay, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I
Jack
don't
Black,
really care.
looks like a fucking dork.
I look.
But I thought she did okay.
The scene was like 30 seconds, so it's
Yeah.
like, how is anyone super mad at that?
Yeah.
It's like 30 seconds, and people are in an uproar. Jack Black and Lizzo.
Like the things they had Jack Black playing this cheesy ass character. That's what he does. Lizzo's just a singer. She's in it. It made more sense. Like I said, I was okay with that. I just didn't like the Jack Black part.
Yeah, I don't like it either. That's how I roll.
So overall, I'm pretty okay with the movie. I can't wait for there to be an actual season, 4.
Do you think Pedro Pascal is done now with Star Wars?
No, I don't think he'll be completely done. Honestly, I think his ego's too big. He won't quit.
Isn't he gay now? Is he gay?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
It's just
like I said, I find him annoying, whatever. I'd rather he just be the voice actor and let the other guys, wear the armor, do their thing.
they
And
are way better than him. We don't
yeah.
need his shitty voice. A lot of people can do his shitty voice. So
He could come in, like I said, he could come in and voice it. I don't care. I don't need to see him without a helmet on. I don't need that. I'm okay.
like before his figure ever came out, I took a Hobbit head, Frodo Baggins. I think you've heard that name, right?
Yes.
And I put it on a Mandalorian-esque figure, Black Series, and I took a picture of it. And I go, look, I already have it. I have the mask. No, they released the Mandalorian figure, but not with that. The maskless, helmetless. So, and I was like, look, I already got it. And it was Frodo Baggins, Elijah Wood head, which looks very similar to his unmasked fucking action figure. It looks just like him, bro.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, where's my figure?
I still have to paint it.
Yeah.
Your Magalorian.
My Magalorian,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm still, I gotta find one of them. I have multiple of those.
The one I really wanted was somebody took a Grogu and put Donald Trump's hair on it.
That's pretty good, dude.
It was pretty funny.
I already picture it's like,
yeah, it was pretty funny, and I was like, man, I'd love to see that figure.
Don't touch his hair.
Yeah,
he gets really mad.
All right. Well, I think we covered the movie, but there's been some other news getting back to, the dark side of shit. Apparently there's
city, bro.
Yeah, some shit going on with some fucking Legos and people getting ripped off. I've been seeing a lot of that shit lately.
So, let me see. I got some like bullet points like on my phone that I could bring up. This is like making like the rounds on YouTube. I don't know if you ever watched Reckless Ben. Like he infiltrates all these fucking people, and the way he puts it is, so normally like he's infiltrated cults. He's infiltrated McCamey Manor, which was like a torture fucking Halloween house.
Yeah.
He's infiltrated this dude who used to make horror films that he tortured women in it. I had those DVDs and I sold them after that video came out for like $300. So I made a good grip on those because he made him famous. Like he helped and he also hurt, you know. And I'm not saying Reckless Ben is 100% correct, but he is like a real SJW, a social justice warrior, and he's really doing it, you know, while making money off YouTube. But he's not making that much money off YouTube because he gets sued a lot, and his videos get taken down before he can become a big YouTuber. But let's get into this real quick.
Yeah.
So Brian Mansell and his father reportedly amassed one of the largest private Lego Star Wars collections around. Brian Mansell being the son, and his father has like health issues. So the son, after these Legos were stolen, didn't want to go to the news and shit like that because he didn't want his father to see it. He doesn't want his father to know anything about this because he could have a heart attack and die or some shit like that. I don't know the whole story, but it's like he might die. He doesn't want him to be stressed out. He can't have no stress. So this collection allegedly contained 780 plus boxed Lego sets, 1,200 minifigures, rare grails, including sealed Lego Star Wars Cloud City. So they estimated the value at $200,000, and he decided to sell the collection for his dad. And he's like, why not trust one of the big, he Googled this, you know, the biggest, most reputable place is Bricks and Minifigs. They're a franchisee, so they have a corporate and all this stuff. So in 2023, the collection was placed on consignment at Bricks and Minifigs in Salem, I don't know, Kaiser, Oregon. So somewhere out there. And according to the Mansells, the agreement allowed the store to sell items while ownership remained with the family. So he had a consignment deal. So he's basically renting space in their shop, but like the whole shop, not everything, but you know, they can place, Bricks and Minifigs can place the items throughout and sell them, you know, and then he gets his cut, they get their cut, which is a smaller cut. This did not happen. It didn't the deal did not happen because the franchisees who own the store were selling it. And they were leaving to go travel the world or do their old people shit, you know, like they do. And corporate came in and the new owners came in the middle of the night when they're closing shop and going through this whole deal. Now, Brian's not there at this time, but he had taken like tons of video and he has contracts and stuff. So he's not worried about it. And the new owners, he had talked to them. They're like, don't worry, we got this and da-da-da. All right, fine, whatever. I'll leave him with the store, you know. So the lady who's like the original owner is going through all the receipts and stuff. She's like, I need this document. We need to know how much to pay them. And the new owner's coming and go, don't worry, corporate's going to handle this. This is all on video. It's all on Reckless Ben's videos, which are on YouTube. They're hour-long videos. He put up episode 2 recently, which was only on his Patreon. There's also an episode 3 now. But anyways, like they basically get fucking ripped off. They don't get any of the money. I don't know if they sold any of the Legos and Brian got any of the money. Maybe 1 or 2. I don't know the details on that because it's not reported on Ben's video. But the two, like they didn't sell hardly any of them. Apparently they still have them in the store.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, and especially with consignment deals. And I know you know about this because we both, do things for Pot of Gold Collectibles, which is out here in Pleasant Hill, California. And it works very similar to that same way. And it's weird because like Ben got all the legal paperwork and goes, oh, I'm going to go to the store and say, hey, I got some Legos I need to pick up for my friend. He wants them back because the deal didn't go through. And they immediately call the cops and say, oh, well, we can't talk to you. We can't look at the legal documents. You got to go to corporate. And that's their loophole, is saying, oh, well, no, it's corporate. Oh, and corporate goes, oh, and he went to corporate, talked to like the CEOs of Bricks and Minifigs. And they're like, oh, just go back to the store. They'll handle it. You know, so they're pushing around, and then they're saying it's a civil matter. Cops won't do anything because it's civil.
Yeah, that part's true. The cops won't. Getting the cops involved, because I did see some of the stuff, the cops are covering this up. Cops aren't covering it up. It's not their problem. At the same time, Bricks and Minifigs themselves did not make this deal. So it's not on Bricks and Minifigs, even though, they are the franchise, right? It's on the new owners.
The corporate CEOs of Bricks and Minifigs said their stores are not allowed to do consignment deals. They run like, old school GameStop or Funkoland where they buy it from you.
Yeah.
Which is not true. There's been leaked reports. Of where they are allowed to do these kind of deals, and it's like it's owner based.
Exactly. So Bricks and Minifigs themselves did not make the deal, so I don't feel like they're responsible. It's on the new owners. If the new owners knew about this, they had two options. You either pay them or give them the shit back. It's, to me, that's cut and dry. It's not yours. You knew when you bought this business that these items were in there. That's not your inventory. It's on consignment. Just because you buy a business, everyone knows that, if I go buy a 7-Eleven, the 7-Up products, the Pepsi products, those are the vendor's products. They're not mine. I'm selling them. So it's different. So this stuff that's in there on consignment, it does not belong to that company. It belongs to the original owners. Now, if you don't want a part of it, then you wash your hands of it. You say, hey, you know what? We're not doing this. We're the new owners. Corporate says we can't do this. We're going to give you back all of your product.
Right. What you're doing is technically illegal in the confines of owning a franchise then.
Yes.
You're doing something very wrong, or the original owners did, but that means you're not allowed to keep the original product.
Exactly. Just because one person broke the law first doesn't mean you get to keep doing it.
No. And also, you don't get the rewards from someone else breaking the law. It doesn't work that way.
Exactly. So you have to stop what you're doing. And in this case, it's stop selling the product and give it back.
So all that legal mumbo jumbo is very interesting that Ben covers in his videos. He goes as far as to make it a crime in Oregon because he buys certain sets that he doesn't, have. Brian doesn't have because they're in the store, but he buys certain sets from Brian and then has a lottery that he holds in a neighboring park, and he makes people buy a $1 ticket, but then it's $1 to show up, or we pay you to be on film so people get their $1 back, you know? And then he has an auction and a family wins. And so when you don't give out a prize on a lottery in Oregon, it is a crime and it needs to be investigated. Ben bought a crime book, Oregon state law or whatever, and highlighted all the parts. And so when the police did show up, when he went to Bricks and Minifigs to get the family their shit, the cops looked at the book and go, yeah, you're right. We got to investigate this. And then all of a sudden, after radioing it and everything, it was like, nope, you got to go. You're trespassed. You can't be here. It's very weird, man. Yeah. It's odd.
Oregon has very weird laws.
Well, they do. They're still like old school. They still like only have alcohol stores, which I still find weird to me.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're on the West Coast, bro. We have a liquor store in every fucking corner, you know?
So it's weird. Like you go up there and like I said, it's crazy. You can be in like the most liberal town and everybody's walking around with a gun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird.
I understand like police protecting, just from kids doing shenanigans and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And filming YouTube videos, it's so fucking annoying. You're upsetting the public here, and you're upsetting a business where people are coming in. I get it.
So there are certain things, like you said, the police saying, "Hey, look, we're going to investigate this." All the business has to do though is say, "This guy's harassing me. I don't want him here. I want him trespassed." And they can do that. They can do that. That's 100% legal. They have the right to refuse service.
Yes.
So it's not like they did it for, they weren't discriminated against him. They were, they don't want him in the store. They absolutely have that right. Now everything has to be done, through lawyers and all that kind of shit. So
here's what Ben does. So he has Brian Mansell sell him and 10 of his friends, $10,000 worth of Lego product. So that's $100,000 worth. And because the new owner of that franchise, he's like, just fucking sue me. He's a dick, dude. And he's talked to him on the phone, and it's all recorded.
Yeah, it's
he's a
obvious
huge dick.
he's the
Just
dick.
sue me.
It's obvious he's wrong.
So you can't sue for $200,000 in small claims.
Nope.
You can sue for $10,000 or $1,250 is the max.
No, it depends on the state.
Yes. Okay, there I think it's $10,000.
Yeah.
In California it's $1,250, but. Yeah, so he does that 10 different times, and eventually it all, like, he serves them papers, all this stuff. It's fucking legal. They owe 10 of his friends $10,000 now. Still not paid, of course. It's, dude, but he goes through all the legal shit to get this shit done. And meanwhile, corporate Bricks and Minifigs are sweating balls, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's good videos, dude.
They sent a letter to the CEO of Patreon saying take it down, and he was like, fuck you, sue me.
Yeah, no, that was a really good video because the CEO of Patreon, he's like, look, and he's all sad about it. He's all, Bricks and Minifigs has sent us cease and desist to take down videos and orders. They're not court orders, but they're, thematically typed and shit like that. And he's like, but when it all comes down to it, we're with you, Ben. So fuck you, sue me.
Yeah, it was great.
So the thing about Utah is where Bricks and Minifigs corporate is. So Ben's been out there renting, the fucking, what do you call it, where you stay in someone's house? Airbnbs, yeah. So eventually all his trips out there and going to corporate constantly and knocking on their door and talking to different employees and CEOs, they have the cops called on him multiple times. They know who he is. Constantly. They pull him over for running a stop sign, which he didn't because he's, got all the police footage and all that shit. They redact police conversations. Sometimes they leave them in. Sometimes they redact them. But they leave other cops who aren't a part of it on. They didn't think to search there, and he did.
Yeah.
And so he's got the audio from that shit, and they're like, well, what do we do? Like, we have nothing on him, and... are we just like trying to scare them? It's like, dude, all that shit's fucking recorded that they didn't think to redact, It's all there, so it's like, dude, he's unfallible, but it's still, you're dealing with a police force.
Yes.
So in Utah, all these guys, they go to the same fucking church. They're all Mormons. They're protecting the community. They're going to protect their business no matter what. They even told them, we run by different rules out here.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're not going to win this. You need to stop. Like, they're threatening him basically, in so many words. It's really weird. I don't think Ben is right now, he's in Mexico, and he says it's because he's outrunning this because he has warrants for his arrest. He does. But they're not real warrants. It's like stupid bullshit to appear for whatever crap and for disturbing the peace. It's like bullshit claims,
Yeah.
It's stuff that Bricks and Minifigs has lied about. He got swatted in his Airbnb in Utah. Police come in and they arrest him and his friends and all that shit. They rip his arm out of the socket saying he was trying to get away, but there's video of it. He's not even moving, and they wrench his arm back like normal. They do that to most people they're fucking with anyways. And then he says on another video, Ben does, he goes, you know what, my arm like actually comes out of the socket really easy because he does a lot of slackline where he falls and he's got a strap that connects his arm. So it does come out really easy. So it's not necessarily the cop's fault. And he says that later on a different video.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going nuts. But the fact that they swatted him and police came out, put this whole statement out, and they said the reason why we swatted is because the Airbnb owners heard something about Legos and that you guys stole them. So we invaded the property, which is complete bullshit and an utter lie. Dude.
That's some shit anybody can make up. Like most people getting swatted, it's made up. People are telling lies.
Yeah.
I mean, it fucking happens. It could be anybody. I mean, the police could have really got a tip and were like, oh, hey, we need to go do this. There's somebody there with all this stolen shit. Because we see it all the time on the news. We see all these people getting busted
It's
with
not
these
necessarily
massive...
the police who are doing the swatting. It's not
That's what I'm
their
saying,
fault.
is
Their
that
guys working, bro.
There's somebody, somebody is out there doing it. Somebody's, pulling the strings.
They're manipulating the system.
Exactly. That's what we see because police know there are people out there with these huge caches of Legos and shit that they've been stealing, Pokemon, all that kind of stuff. We see it fucking every single week. This guy got busted with $50,000 of stolen product. This guy stole from Home Depot. This guy stole here. This shit happens. Organized retail theft is real. So they're going to hear about this. Oh shit, we need to go do something. I think a lot of times some of these places might be chasing a big headline. Oh, we just busted this huge ring. It's a small town in Utah. They're probably thinking, fuck, this is going to get us some,
maybe
something. So they take it serious, like they really should.
With any story, there's multiple sides to every story, but Bricks and Minifigs has not come out with their reasoning. They've said other claims that are straight up lies because there's no documentation, there's nothing.
Their best bet would be like, it's not us, and keep your fucking mouth shut. Like everyone tells you, don't fucking say anything. When you get in trouble, keep your fucking mouth shut. Let the lawyers handle it. Don't say anything. Hey, we didn't do this. It was somebody else. We'll let the legal battle play out. And you leave it at that.
But there wasn't going to be a legal battle because if Brian tried to sue, it would cost them more than the collection's worth. And they would just run it out because you're battling a corporation here.
But at the same, not if you're going after the individual franchisee. So
that's only small claims.
But at the same, you could file a bigger one. Like I was able, like
the franchise the CEOs are going to back them up.
So I was doing this with the dude that stole hella money from me. So part of the thing that the agreement was I was supposed to get a percentage of the convention, and I just went after the money that was owed to me so I could go to small claims court. But if I really wanted to fight it, I have a friend who's a lawyer who's like, we'll file for a bigger number, but it's not small claims court. Right. He's all basically, we can scare them into this. And once you start, setting up depositions and all that shit, they have to have somebody there to represent them also. Yeah. So it's going to cost them money. You can find a lawyer that will work on something like this. They might work on a contingency. Hey, look, you might not get shit back from them, but if we get it back, we want our 30%. There's somebody out there that will do that because this case might make their name. There's the lawyer that's going to fight this and be like, I went up against a big corporation like Bricks and Minifigs and I fucking won. Like the guys that argue at the Supreme Court afterwards. Look at the OJ trial. All those dudes got huge afterwards.
Sure. But
I mean, some of them were already big lawyers, but now they're household names. But everybody knows who Johnny Cochran is.
That's like, dude, that's like 1 out of a million fucking cases. Like most of that shit, like it doesn't go that far, dude.
No,
because
it doesn't.
They just push it out, and you have to keep a lawyer on retainer. Like unless he's doing it free.
But I said,
since this is huge news, they could probably do that.
Yes. Look at all you see the same civil rights attorneys popping their heads up all the time.
Yeah.
Because
I need to make a name for myself.
That's
Who told
exactly
you to
what
put the
they
bomb
do.
on? I didn't tell you to put the bomb on.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. And some guy's going to do this and be like, fuck it, you know what? I'm going to do this shit because it's going to make my career.
Yep.
If I can pull this off, they're gambling on themselves. And there are the people out there that will do it. I mean, we see it all the time. There are the people that bet on themselves and they might, there's a good chance they don't make it, but then there's that chance they do.
Right.
And then they're fucking set.
There's so Bricks and Minifigs, they came out and said that we estimate the collection was only probably like 50 to 60,000. They might be looking at normal MSRP of the sets, and these were sealed sets, and there's video recording of all the sets in the store that Brian did. So it's like the case is going to win in his favor. If it goes to like that, and it has in small claims, because in small claims they've looked at 10 different cases.
Yeah.
Who owned Lego products. They looked at all the evidence, and actually Bricks and Minifigs never showed up to any one of them. So
Yeah.
they automatically won. So it's not
Yeah.
like they really looked at anything. So who knows?
So I mean, if there's judgments against them, then they're gonna get paid.
Yeah.
Unless Bricks and Minifigs wants to appeal it, I think they're gonna have such bad press trying to appeal it that they just might say, "Fuck it, you know what? We'll cash you out. We're done."
It just seems like it. I mean, they seem like a really heartless business. Like they probably had a good heart to get into this business when they originally did it. But once you go corporate, like super corporations don't have feelings, man. They just are looking at the dollar. That's
I've seen lots of people, like join Bricks and Minifigs. Like our local Bricks and Minifigs has been in 5 different locations, I think, in 5 years.
Yes, it has.
And
yes, it has.
And now our local one is no longer Bricks and Minifigs. It's just Scott's Bricks. They left Bricks and Minifigs.
Good for them. I wonder why.
So same thing has happened with multiple places. These stores, they started off as Bricks and Minifigs, and they're like, "Fuck this, I'm out. I ain't dealing with this."
They have certain rules and certain stuff you have to go by. Like your high dollar stuff, you got to send it into them. I've looked at a lot of people a lot of YouTubers are investigating them now. They'll bring like certain Lego collectors will bring their a box of minifigs and Legos that certain ones are rare and certain ones aren't, and some are fakes, and they'll bring it into they'll bring it into 7 different stores and see what they give them. And it's like, dude, they're not going to give you 50%, they're just not. Most of them, it's like 20 to 30%.
There's one place local that is doing like 60%.
Really?
Which is pretty good. Yeah. Cause Tara took a bunch of stuff in there.
Okay.
And she's got,
and she knows about Lego. She knows exactly what she got.
She knows what she has. And she's got these older vintage sets and stuff that are super hard to find. And so she knew what she had, and she was like, "You know what? I'm willing to take this. This is fine. I don't have to deal with it." She was happy with her payout on them. So
yeah, Seneca found an old box of Legos, one of the like red open bins.
Yeah.
Had a minifig of the old Space Force guy sitting right on it.
Dude, me and him had a great Lego find. This was technically was my Lego find. So it
was Chizzle.
So we're walking up to this booth, and the guy has a garbage bag full of Lego. And I go up, and I'm like, "How much?" The guy goes, $100. And I was like, I don't know. So he goes, "Would you take 80?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'll do it." I said, "All right, done." So I paid the man.
So wait, you saw what was in there, or you just saw what's in the
on the top
outside of the bag?
I just saw on the top. It was a fucking black garbage bag, and I was like, "This is worth it."
Oh, so you can see through.
I was gonna pay. I was gonna pay the $100. Like my money was coming out.
So it was a giant garbage, like one of those 10 gallons,
big hefty bag. And Seneca
hefty.
Would you take this?
Yeah.
And like I was already pulling out the 100.
10?
And he goes, "Would you take 80?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I'm like, "Cool." I pay the guy, and then we start looking through, and he goes, "You want to split this?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Oh fuck. So yeah, it's some good shit.
We do that. We do that a lot.
Yeah.
We've done that multiple times, so it's no big deal. I don't care. And we split it, and we made a lot of fucking money. This thing had so many vintage sets in it with the boxes and everything. All the old
it had boxes?
All the space sets.
What?
We had Viking.
It wasn't just a bag of fucking loose Legos?
No.
That you had to you got to pay someone hourly to go through that shit. Probably you. But,
we did. We spent the entire day. We stayed till after Pot of Gold was closed, till probably fucking midnight, sorting all this shit and all the different sets and everything, making sure all the pieces were there. We filled up the entire counter space in the shop with all these sets.
And then people came in and bought this.
And then we sold a shitload of them. I still have an entire bin full of these. Because we were switching over to a new system, so we had to have our own inventory. This one we had is a combo one, so we split the money from it. But because we had been doing this with multiple things, so many big lots like that, we would split. And we had to change it. We're like, okay, well, let's just split it. I said, just split it up evenly, whatever we have the price on. Just make sure we each have it. I don't give a fuck. There's nothing I want from it. So we split up, and I literally just took all my shit, put it in a bin, and I haven't seen this shit in like 2 years.
Well, all right.
So it just fucking sits there. And one day I'll pull it out and I'll sell it all, but I don't care.
You got so much stockpiled shit just to
Jesus.
fall back on.
Fucking ridiculous. We got to do an episode now of all of my stuff.
We do.
It's fucking crazy.
We have the capabilities.
Dude, you've seen it. You've seen my storage. You've seen my room. You haven't even seen the shed though, or the garage.
No.
And those are full also. And yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous. So,
well, shit, man. I think we covered everything that we needed to.
I think so.
You know, so fuck it, man. Let's get out of here. And remember, go listen to Hoodcast. Go listen to whatever you want to also. And yeah. Oh, we also have video of this probably coming soon. So
maybe we'll see.
In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.